Are we doing today, people? How are we doing today, everyone? We are talking about getting ourselves out there, not just relying on just those apps to meet women, right? Because it doesn't allow you to develop the necessary social skills to mingle with these women out there, right? So we got to do whatever we can to improve our social skills, and it's very hard to. One thing about dating apps, right, as I'm sure many of us know, it's very difficult, to get a woman to sort of feel exactly how you're coming across, like your energy. It's very hard for a woman to feel your authenticity as strongly, right? That kind of thing is always going to be much stronger in person and much easier. It's much easier to, read people in person, um, you know. So it's really good to meeting women in person is going to be much more effective, and you're going to learn much more about yourself in the process, right? Of when we get ourselves out there and we're trying to meet people, right? If you're a single person, you definitely want to focus on, hitting your favorite spots, your favorite social spots, and that kind of thing, in order to, meet more people in person, right? So we want to get ourselves out there and like be much more social. You know, it's very difficult to it's much better and much more effective to improve your social skills when you're out and about. Do we have anyone in the building today? We are live from London, UK. We are live from London, UK. Do we have anybody else in the chat today? We're out here streaming a little bit earlier today, trying to see if we can reach, more people, a different crowd. I think it's showing that we have one person in the building today. If you're just dropping in now, just state your name and your age. Would love to hear from you. Is there anyone else in the chat today? Do we have anyone? If you've got any questions, go ahead and ask your questions. How's it going? How do I say it? VZO? How you doing today, dude? Are you a male or female? It's pretty hard to see. I'm on my phone, so it's pretty hard to see your picture. How you doing today? Are you a subscribe? I'm guessing you are subscribed then. How you doing, bro? Nice to see another male in the chat. How old are you, bro? Are you subscribed? How did you get like a notification or something? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Ah, nice, 41. Yeah, appreciate the subscription, bro. That's crazy. So you just caught me again randomly, or that's nice to know. Ah, see, I'm trying to stream a bit earlier today, just to see if we can like catch a different kind of crowd. How's my volume? Can you hear me okay? So today we are talking about not just relying on dating apps. If you're a single person trying to meet women, yeah, thanks, volume, all good. So we're just talking about getting ourselves out there, not relying on dating apps, because I think that a lot of people, you know, especially if you've been single for a while, it's very easy to get into a habit and a mode of just relying on dating apps, whereas it's always going to be much more effective meeting women in person, right? So we're just trying to encourage people to build up and enhance their social skills, build up that self-worth, and to kind of look at any reasons why, you know, we're not maybe being as social, you know, especially if you're single and you're someone who wants to actually you know, meet people more. So good to see you again, VZ0. Do we have anyone else in the building today? So where are you from, VZ? Are you from Korea? Because here in the UK, I believe it's almost reaching 7. It's around 7 p.m. So is that 3:40 a.m. or p.m.? Okay, so I'm guessing oh, you're from South Africa, but now live in South Korea. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. That's nice. So how comes you're up so late today? Do we have anyone else in the building today? We're showing a couple of numbers. We're just talking about the importance of getting ourselves out there, speaking to more women in person, getting over those fears and those barriers, and looking at the reasons why we're not trying to like get ourselves out there a little bit more. So how comes you're up late today at 3:40? Is there any reason? Just chilling? Yeah, so the jet lag has like kind of messed up your flow a little bit. But you know, you'll get back into the swing of things. How's your dating life going? You got any women that you like, or you got your eye on anyone? What's the situation? Don't forget to give the stream a like, really helps. Anyone just dropping in or anyone there, please give the stream a like, especially if you're into this kind of content. Really appreciate it, really helps the channel. Just got my water with me today, so it's a little bit still, you know, quite hot outside. Ah, married with 1 kid. Nice, nice. I'm sure you mentioned the other day. I think you mentioned the other day. That's good to hear, though. Congrats. How long have you been married now? So we are talking about the importance of getting ourselves out there. A lot of people like to, you know, hide behind, you know, dating apps. A little bit afraid to, you know, mingle in person. It's much more effective and it's much more powerful meeting women in person because it allows them to see your energy immediately. It allows people to see your authenticity straight away, you know, and obviously it's very difficult to do that on dating apps straight away. So it's always going to be much more effective. You know, sometimes you might message someone, and you know, as we all know, you know, women get loads of messages online from guys. So you know, sometimes your message in a lady's inbox might not even get read. You know, it might just get skipped over. Sometimes people are become inactive on dating sites, so it's always going to be much more. Excuse me. It's always going to be much more effective. You know, speaking to women in person, making sure you're going to your favorite places. You know, so nice. You've been married 14 years. Wow, and lived in England for 3 years. Ah, in Scunthorpe. That's amazing. Yeah, as for me, I've always been in London. I've always lived in London. I was born in London. Um, Still in London now. Do we have anyone? Oh, how we doing, Toaster? How we doing, dude? Are you a male or female? If you want to, please state your age. Just, you know, so we can, you know, hear your background a little bit. Are you single? Are you trying to date at the moment? What's your situation, Toaster? Where are you from? We've got a few people dropping in today. How's everyone doing? Thank you for dropping in. Please don't forget to give the stream a like. Please subscribe. Really helps out the channel, especially if you're into this kind of thing. So Clorox bleach. I'm guessing by that name, I'm guessing you're a troll, or are you here to chill out and hang out? Welcome to everyone who's dropped in. Appreciate it. Please give the stream a like and a subscription. Really helps the channel. Today we are talking about the power and the effectiveness of getting ourselves out there, being more social, trying to speak to women in person. Is very, it can be very difficult to for a woman to see your energy and your authenticity immediately, through a dating app. So especially if you're someone who's single, we really want to do our best to get ourselves out there. And really we should, especially if we're single, we should be getting out there, trying to hit our favorite spots. So Toaster, this is primarily a dating, self-improvement focused channel. So just like the title of my channel, Charisma Strategies, I'm trying to help people build their confidence, particularly especially young men, trying to help them with their self-worth. How you doing, Circle? Appreciate everyone who's dropped in today, even the trolls. Appreciate the vibes, man. I welcome it. As long as there's nothing hostile. I'm not really bothered by trolls, as long as there's nothing crazy, as long as no one's being bothered. I appreciate the gathering. Please give this stream a like and subscription if you're into this kind of content, trying to help young men, particularly with their self-worth, especially when it comes to dating and relationships. If you're someone who's been single for a while, I'd love to know why. Are you having issues meeting women? What's the situation? Do we have any questions today? Just got some water here, as it's still summer. Obviously, it's pretty warm. Do we have any questions today? What's everyone's situations? Are we dating? Are we in a relationship? Because I think, a lot of today in society, I think it's not as bad as it was, right? And, obviously there's bad things about social media, but there's also good things about it, in the sense that I feel social media has made more awareness for young men who are suffering, right? Especially when it comes to dating, trying to learn about dating, trying to understand women. Social media has really helped bring awareness to the fact that men suffer from self-worth issues as well, right? So I'm trying to help young men understand women better, trying to help young men to understand dating and not being needy with women, trying to help men excuse me, understand all the different little things that turn women off, that push them away. I believe that men have been taught a lot of wrong things about dating and women, especially from Hollywood and Disney movies, right? We've been taught to chase women, to put them on pedestals, because rom-coms, right, romantic comedies, typically, not all, but I'd say most of them, teach men to pander to women, right? We are taught to put women on a pedestal. We are taught to believe that women are, above men, and we have to do all these crazy things to get a woman to like us, right? Which is not true. The most important thing we need to focus on is ourselves as men. And you know, we should be putting ourselves first. We should have hobbies and interests to make us more engaging and more interesting, right? Well, for now, yes, I'm the pound store fresh and fit. Maybe for now, I'll take that, man. I'm a growing channel. I'm, kind of just starting out. So, um, you know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the journey, and you know. So, do we have anybody else in the chat today? We are streaming live from London, UK. Please state where you're from. I'd love to know where you're from, your location, and your age. Are you single or dating right now? What's everybody's situation today? Is there any, so let me ask you viewers a question. If you use dating apps and you're single, what is the reason? Do you prefer using dating apps instead of speaking to women in person? I would just like to know, do you prefer using dating apps or speaking to women in person? Because really you should be speaking to like several women a day, right? In person, on your way to work, on your way back from work. You should be busy hitting your favorite spots, trying to speak to women, right? So you know, um is there a reason why we're not speaking to more women in person, right? I think today in society, right, if we're honest, there's only a handful of men who I feel are like confident enough to, be speak out there speaking to women on a regular basis. Because I think for me, when I was younger with my friends, it was normal for us to like we were very social, right? It was normal for us to go out and try to meet women and speak to women, whether it be a shopping mall or something like that. And if I wasn't with them, I was trying to do it myself, right? I was out there trying to speak to women by myself, and it really helped me to sharpen my skills socially. It allowed me to come out of my shell, right? So I was, out there speaking to women as a habit, either in a group of friends or by myself individually, alone, regularly. If I saw a woman that I found attractive, from a young age, from a young teen, I was not afraid to speak to, a woman that I found attractive or someone that I wanted to, get to know. I was not, afraid to. There's a fly down there. I was not afraid to, put myself out there, right, and see what happens, right, because I feel like as a single person, as a young man, this should be normal. But I think, unfortunately, from even just in real life experience, like just talking to other guys, there's only a few guys who are out there regularly putting themselves out there speaking to women. It's very rare to find men who have that mindset and have that lifestyle. Um, you know, so and that's one of the reasons I'm here to try to get men to put themselves out more, realize their self worth, and I think like a lot of guys are not out there putting themselves out there as much because of a lack of self worth, right? For multiple reasons. So we're out here just trying to help guys build up their self worth and all that good stuff, and realize that. It's normal to put yourself out there and try to speak to women. It's normal, right? So it is absolutely normal, and unfortunately, in society, it is seen as sometimes, not all the time, but in society today, it is seen as repulsive by even by some men to if they see a guy putting himself out there to speak to women. Uh, a lot of guys kind of try to shame other dudes or try to make the confident man feel lesser and inferior because he's out there doing exactly what he should be doing what is normal. If he sees a woman that he feels is his type, he should really not hesitate to put himself out there and you know make himself known. You know, so we're out here trying to get men to believe in themselves, to see it as normal to politely, stop a young lady in the street if he is attracted to her and wants to get to know her, right? We got to get to a place where it's encouraged and it's normal, and so that in the end, we're not all just out here hiding behind dating apps, right? So I appreciate the interaction and the love so far. If you're in the building, please give the stream a like. We really appreciate it. Really helps the channel, and then you're able to catch me when I'm live. Right, you'll get the notification. So it really helps the channel. If you're in the house today, please state your name. Well, you don't have to give your name. State your age and where you're from. And if you've got any questions, I'm happy to take any questions. If you've got any questions about, dating, single life, relationships, I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to have that interaction and see if we can get your questions answered today. So, we live in an era. I don't really see it too much myself anymore, but I've definitely heard stories in the past where even some women will, especially on social media, like, there's that whole thing going around that it's inappropriate for a guy to, chat up a woman or show his sexual interest in a woman that he's interested in, right? Sometimes there's that condemnation and judgment. But I've always thought that it's completely unrealistic to have that expectation that people, man or woman, should only rely on uh, dating apps to meet people. I just think that's crazy. I think that's strange, because there's a whole wide pool of people that we're passing by. Um, if we're just sticking to dating apps, right? There's a whole wide pool of people from all walks of life, people that you would otherwise never meet if you are not getting yourself out there to meet people, right? There's a whole pool of amazing people that we're just walking past. So we just want to make sure that we are actually going out there, putting ourselves out there every day as much as humanly possible. I just think it's especially for men, because men typically, on average, I think we can all agree, men typically on average get much less matches, from from women on apps, right? I think even statistically, I think everyone is aware of that. There was a period of time where even women were oblivious to this, and I think it's been brought more to women's attention of how different the scales are when it comes to the messages that men and women receive and the frequency of those messages coming in on the apps. So, you know, particularly for young men, you can't even just rely on dating apps because of the balance. You know, the difference in matches that men and women get on these apps. So it's definitely very important and imperative that we're not just relying on dating apps, right? So if we're out there speaking to like at least 15 women a day, right? It's going to open doors. It's going to allow more opportunity, right? You know, it's going to create more opportunity to meet, you know, much more women. Um, you know, a lot of guys are always talking about how, you know, they feel it's difficult, you know, to meet women, and a lot of guys speak about how they just feel that they're not getting much opportunity, and then they end up relying on the workplace to, you know, to meet women, and sometimes that can end in disaster, right? So a lot of men get into a habit of just trying to speak to women in their workplace, and it can turn into a situation where a woman might feel harassed, and then HR gets involved or something like crazy like that. So, you know, we don't usually advise you to sort of pursue women at work just because of the nature of what can happen. A lot of mistakes can happen, and to be frank, a lot of men are not well versed or trained enough in within themselves to know how to navigate those situations at work. So we definitely try to discourage rather than encourage. And then when you're at that level, maybe when you're at that level, it can be encouraged. But the reason we don't encourage men to sort of go after women at work is for those reasons, because most men, again, to be frank, most men don't know what they're doing when it comes to dating and, you know, that kind of thing. So um, right, so we definitely don't encourage men to just focus on, you know, talking to women at gyms or workplace, just because, you know, a lot of guys are not well versed in their mouthpiece and what to say, what not to say. It's more about um, saying the wrong things, right? Because most dudes, I feel, say too much of the wrong thing, and end up in turn pushing women away and lowering the attraction, right? As opposed to increasing the attraction. I think the issue with most guys is that most guys um, do the wrong thing too much, do too much of turning a woman off instead of turning her on, right? And I think that's the issue. That's the main issue. Um, because what also tends to happen is, you know, a guy may, for example, have been single for a while, and then he meets a woman after not having met any woman for a while. He's excited. She's kind of showing that, you know, there's some interest there. Maybe it's not, say the interest is not at a 10, but, you know, they finally meet a woman who is showing a little bit of interest. And what tends to happen is a lot of guys get to a place where they are um, get too excited and they get too carried away, right? Because they've not had like some action in a while, they've not had attention from a woman in a while, and then what they end up clinging onto that, and then in turn they can become very needy, right? Very needy, and neediness is always going to be one of the major things to turn off a woman. In fact, I'm going to do a live stream on neediness tomorrow, because I think that's definitely a topic that needs to be talked about much more. to be honest. So, all right, so we are reaching now the 30-minute mark. Just want to again say a thank you for everyone who has supported the stream, giving the stream a like and a subscription today. Thank you for those who have come out. We'll maybe go about 10-15 minutes more. Let's see how we go. But you know, a lot of guys get carried away and start to get needy. I've seen this, you know. To be honest, even when I was much younger, I had situations even where I used to be that way. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like that anymore. But many several years ago, not a lot, but I found myself in situations where I did get, you know, a little bit carried away, you know, maybe just in terms of like, you know, like maybe if a woman is not interested and, you know, she's kind of falling back a little bit, kind of being a little bit withdrawn, where maybe before she was showing a little bit of interest and then, you know, she starts to back away. A lot of guys become, as Coach Corey Wayne, shout out to Coach Corey Wayne, he says men start to become unglued, right? You become unglued. You become your emotional center is no longer there. You know, you're no longer in control, right? So a lot of men become unglued when they meet a woman that they really like or are really attracted to. So we want to embark on a journey where we are empowering men to stop putting women on a pedestal, to stop being mesmerized, right, by a woman's physicality, how she looks and all this stuff. We want to get men feeling much more confident within themselves, right? Because what can also tend to happen is we can get to a place where we put women on a pedestal so much that we are using a woman, a female, to fill a void, right? To fill a hole within us. And we should never pursue women for that reason. We should feel complete within ourselves before we meet someone, you know? So do we have anyone else in the chat today? Would love to hear from you. Please state your age and where you're from. Always love to hear who we have in the building from around the world. There's always people from around the world dropping in and all that good stuff. You know, so we should be speaking to about 15 women a day to expand our options. I mean, dating apps, the thing is, like, dating apps are okay, right? Dating apps are cool. I have no issue with dating apps. It's just the issue is when we rely on dating apps and that's the only avenue that we're using to try and, you know, meet new people. It should never ever just be the only, it should never actually ever be the only avenue that we are using as a single person to meet more women. Yeah, we should always use the main avenue that we should be using is to get ourselves out there and to speak to women, right? We should just be getting ourselves out there as much as possible. All right, guys, so it has been an amazing stream once again. Thank you for everyone who came out. I am going to wrap up here. If there's any last questions that need to be answered, please drop those questions in now before we wrap up today. It's been a great topic, great stream. So yeah, thank you for everyone who has come out today. Really appreciate it. We will wrap up here, and I shall see everyone again tomorrow. And we will be talking about, most likely talking about avoiding neediness with women, how to heal that and how to move on from that. And we're going to be speaking about all the negative effects and even why. We can even go into why a person is needy. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I will see you all on the next stream.